friends, hello and welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day. So we are on to our next episode of the State of the Market. Got a lot of talk about today. Having the latest round of team builders come out, having the latest round of all-star players come out. There's some good buys, some really good buys. We had to go out there. Had to do it because we've been investing a lot of our players into other all-star players. I've been selling some of our players as well, and he said, we're gonna go to get rid of our Nathan MacKinnon. So we sold our Nathan MacKinnon. If you remember in our last episode, I think we bought him. What did we say? $1,050,000. We ended up buying him for, and was hoping we could sell him for a little bit more than what we did, but it was kind of in a hurry to get rid of him. Probably could have got if you strung it out longer, probably could have got 1.4, 1.5 easily. 1.4 easily, but I ended up with 1.3. Got two bidders. Could have went anyway there. Somebody else got back on. Could have gotten to a bidding war. Didn't happen. 1.3. So 250K ends up being 150K profit in really about a week and a half, 2 weeks. So pretty good deal there. I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. Nonetheless, want to hold him to longer. Could have, but you need the coins to make the coins in a big situation here. So, now that the latest team builders are out, there's a couple of big things to be taking note of. One of them being the 80, 81, 82 overall range. Those cards are going to go back up. It's a great time to be selling those once again because, that's the only thing they're really useful for is, these sets because it costs so much to do the collectible sets for anything else. So whenever the team builders are out, this is about the time they go for the most NHL players do. We're selling most of ours now for $13.50. We've been selling them for here today. And, a good deal here because you buy them for $9.50, buy them for $1,000. That's pretty cheap there. Quick flip there for the 300, 350 coins. Or if you just have them laying around, excellent time to sell your 80, 81s, 82s, and below. What I like buying right now, anything above that, it is really, really cheap right now for some of the 83s, some of the 84s. We were starting to bid on some of these. Right there's a 26,999. Love that. There's a 25 right there. I'm gonna bid on that one just because it's there. This is the reason we wanted the coins. Anything that's 2,500 is a great deal. Anything under 3K is gonna make you coins, I think, in the long run. But these are all investments to me. Because right now they're so cheap because, again, team builders don't use the 83s, don't use 84s. What's going to use the 83s, 84s is going to be your master set, buildable master sets, likely your buildable master set team of the seasons coming out mid-March, late March, kind of area, probably late March, I would say late March, early April. We'll see the team of the season. So about a month and a half from now, depending when you see the video. And that's when you'll see the 83 skyrocket back up to close to, 4K, 4,500 range, 35 at the minimum. And that's why I say, 2,500 feel great about, 26, 27 feel great about. You're still going to make some profit there on those players. But even more so is how cheap some of these 84 overalls are right now. It is ridiculous. For, again, the same exact story. Yeah, there might be players people don't want. They're not as desirable. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. When it comes to trading players in, people are buying the cheapest possible ones. And there are some cheap, look at this, 34 84s up right now for 5,500 and below. And 84, don't forget about it. It was less than a month ago. It was 3 weeks ago. 84s are going for 8K, 8,300. I think we see that same range once again once team of the season comes out. So these are brilliant investments. That's what I was saying is we kind of got rid of the Nathan MacKinnon, but I just see I see a 3K profit in a lot of these 84 overalls, an easy 3K profit depending on the I missed out on that. Depending on what price you end up buying them at. Oh, we did miss out on how we get a 3,500 Charlie McAvoy. There's a lot I'm seeing for 40. There's a 49 there. There's a 5K there. You can get them for 49, 5K. Oh, that's such a good deal. I'm happy at 55. You can get 55. I'm still happy. 6K. You're a little less meat on the bone. A little less meat on the bone at 6K, but you can still feel comfortable selling at 7. Probably get 75. 75, you can feel great about getting it there. 8K is ooh, if we can get 8K, that'd be great come team of the season. But I like to be cautiously optimistic about things and not get carried away. But, again, 5K to 8K, that's 3K. You consider it instead of, ARC situation there, that'd be a 600K profit if you bought 1,000,000 coins worth of 84s. And so it's hey, we got 1.3 to the MacKinnon. It could have probably got 1.5, 1.6 possible. I did feel like that was a possibility and could have happened, but at the same time, how much coins could be made, in the time from then and now by buying and selling other players. So that's kind of always we're going to do that because we wanted to invest in some of the all-stars as well. But this is, again, too good to pass up on as far as I'm concerned. Even a Braden Point, especially when it's the NHL players that actually do hold a little bit more value. It's hard to turn those guys down for the 5K range. The 85s, I'm not really feeling as good about the 85s. 85s, or we'll take a look real quick, but they're under 9K. They'd have to get under 7K, I think, because a lot of them will go for like. They're barely under 9K. 9K, and you consider they can get up to 13, gets a 4K profit. It's not a bad profit. But 12K, 13 quiz, 3K profit. You make the same profit for half the price, dang near, with the 84. So that's the reason we stay away from those. Looking at the 87s, just to get an idea of where things are sitting. 1, 2, 3. We'll go 50 gets 500K. 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be important because we're going to look at the 88s. We want to talk about these all-star cards. There is currently no 88s up for 50K or below. Zero. Zip. Zero. Nada. And this is important because, again, there's going to be sets that you can trade in 88 pluses for. Right now, there's 0 88s up for 60K. And we bring this up because it's another good investment is these NHL All-Star players. I can't get enough of these cards right now. They're too cheap. These guys need to score 1 goal. They need to score 1 goal and it'll be an 88. And we just brought it up, 70K. You're going to get 70K at least probably for most of these cards at the going rate next weekend because they're an 88. Right now, look at the list. Look at the list of players available for under 40K. Travis Konechny, Thatcher Demko. And mind you, I love the goalies. The goalies are my favorite ones. They just need 1 win. 1 win, they're an 89. 2 wins are 91. Sure, nobody wants them. I understand, you're not going to put them on your team, but that doesn't matter. You're trying to put them in sets, and people will pay for anything when it comes to them sets. And so I love the goalies. Tom Wilson, I'm a little afraid of. Konechny's a little scary, but there is a lot of good players. Sam Reinhart for 36K. That just, again, to me, that's too cheap. Maybe I'm taking a chance. Could be, but he's on the team now. We got the coins to do it. JT Miller, perfect example as well. 40K for JT. That seems kind of cheap. Hellebuck, 40K seems kind of cheap. Pick that Hellebuck. Actually, I'm going to hold off on the Hellebuck. There might be a cheaper Hellebuck up. Jack Eichel's not going to play, so you want to stay away from him. Make sure you are buying players that are in the All-Star game. That would be a concern if they weren't playing, right? Lindholm for 38K is not terrible. Anybody really under 40K I really like. But I'd like to get guys, again, that you feel like you're going to play a lot more minutes at the same time. Shesterkin. Is Shesterkin healthy? That's a good one for 36K as well right there. Bobrovsky, I love them all. I love anybody under 40K. They're really good players, even for under 50K that have good cards. It's like, hey, you can't be upset about those either. I like guys like Nick Suzuki. I'd like to see where Nick Suzuki is, even for, it's still a 45. Anybody under 55K that are good players. I know before we had a higher number, but just seeing how much they've crashed, it's like, 48K for a Crosby. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Pending he plays. Kachuk, Thatcher Demko, Bjorkstrand's a good one. I do like the Suzuki. I still think that's one of my favorites just because of how well he played last year. I think that's why his price is staying up as well. That and the fact that he is going for 91 speed, so it's going to be a nice card in that department as well. Bjorkstrand's got some good speed, I think, too. There's a 48K one right there. Cam Talbot, Bjorkstrand, Brock Besser. How do these guys play? These Vancouver guys play. There's going to be so many of them playing this game. Just an example, though, right? Like that's what we want some of these coins for. We're going to load up on a lot of these guys. Any of them that come by that are kind of cheap, that are way less than you kind of would expect. Even some of the goaltenders I like. Because, again, it's 87 overall. They ain't going to go down too much more. If you want to play the conservative approach, you go for the tallest goalie. Saying that'll probably be the one that holds the most value. Is that Connor Hellebuck in this case? Probably 64K. And that's why it's like, I like the Hellebuck one. You go for that, or you go for the goalie with the good synergy. You have to see what goalie has the best synergy if you are looking to invest in this particular situation. Shesterkin's got the speed synergy, so he's a good one. 6'1's a little smaller. Connor Hellebuck, so Hellebuck doesn't have the best speed synergy. He has the acceleration boost. Cam Talbot's not got a bad card either, but Hellebuck looks better slightly. A little bit bigger of a goaltender. And he just, again, I would imagine he has a better chance of winning. Thatcher Demko. What is Thatcher Demko? He's 6'4 as well. Demko's not a bad purchase either. With all those Vancouver players playing in this game, you never know what's going to happen there. But I do like the goaltenders. Anything, and again, I think you're going to see them slip. I think any goaltender that you know is going to get some starts and is under 37K. Right now we're not seeing it, but they might slip. They might slip for 37, 38. That's a good chance to be taken there. Right now, Georgiev is the only one. I would definitely prefer a better goalie. Sorry, Georgiev, all the players. But I think just looking at some of the players out here, I like Lindholm. Lindholm for 38K. I have nothing wrong with that. Vetrano for 38K. You never know what some of these guys can do. They're not going to play as much. A guy like Vetrano's not going to play as much. That's the problem. Lindholm's is not as much of a goal scorer, but there are, again, and that's probably why I'm going to stay away from them. But I'm going to try to get those goal scorers, those JT Millers of the world, those Reinhardts of the world. Who else is out there? Demko, Connecting. Even Connecting's not a horrible option here, I don't think. But, you know, one goal. It just takes one goal. It just takes one goal. And to think they can score 2, they can score 3. And it's very, very possible in this game. And the draft hasn't happened yet. What I would do, if possible, is follow the draft on Thursday and see who's got, you know, obviously the best team. And then you take one of the underdogs from that best team and say they could pot some goals. You know, maybe someone playing with McDavid, you know, a potential underdog. Maybe McDavid's going to end up playing like a Tom Wilson or something. You go down that road there. I think that's a great way to go. And nonetheless, switching gears here, looking at like a team of the years. Again, you know, we just mentioned it. There's still one Nathan MacKinnon for 2.2. We've been putting our McKinnon up for almost a week now for 1.6 to 1.7. Hasn't been getting bids. 1.3 is the first time it gained attention. We haven't tried 1.4 a lot. I was just trying to get rid of him. Probably, you know, again, 1.3 to 1.4 range. You could get them for it. And that's the thing here is, again, I don't think you buy them anymore. I don't think the investment's there. At the point in time, Blake said a couple weeks ago, it was cheap. But now you're considering if you do buy one, even if you do buy a McKinnon for, let's say bought my McKinnon for 1.3. Okay, maybe you can get it for 1.6 to sell. Maybe. You have a hard time, but it could happen. It's very likely it could happen. But you're still going to lose 100 or what is that? 75, 80K. So you're down to about 1.5, and you're still going to have a nice profit. But the profit isn't, you know, when we invest in things, we like to have a larger profit, you know, ceiling kind of area. And I think once you pay that extra couple $100K for them, you lost a lot of the profit there. And, you know, again, profit can still be made, but you got to try to cash in when they're at the cheapest, not when they're no longer on the market. So I try to avoid the team of the years now since they're no longer being packed. Team of the weeks, on the other hand, you know, we just kind of seen us looking at Austin Matthews. I'm still kind of interested in Austin Matthews because he's out on the marketplace right now. He's in packs. People love using him. He's got a great card. I think somebody's bid 325 on that other one. He's still up 360, 450, 450. Where did that other card go? Was there not one there? I think somebody bought the one for 350 actually. So somebody bought the one for 350. They thought they could bid on one for 325. So we're seeing again Matthews going great for about 350 right now. Maybe could drop a little lower, but still, you know, those are kind of guys I like. You need a Matthews for 325, 330, and then potentially sell him for 400K. Those are nice deals, you know, because here's an example. Nikita Kucherov will bring him up real quickly. You know, that's kind of guys we're still looking at for your guys, top tier cards that are out in packs right now. What does Kucherov have? He has, I think it's a live moments maybe. And he was a lot cheaper at 1.9. He's 369K, 400K, 400K. So, you know, perfect example there. Buy these guys when they're in packs as per the usual. But other than that, that kind of covers everything we wanted to talk about here. Again, pretty good opportunity here, I think, to make some coins if you have them laying around, especially with some lower tiers. You don't even have to buy the expensive players. So nonetheless, I hope you all found this video helpful. As always, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.